Good afternoon and welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio, our continuing Career College Exposition webinar series. My name is Lee Doubleday and I'm with the Imagine America Foundation. I'm excited about today's topic, Education and Training Opportunities for 2021 High School Graduates, sponsored by YTI Career Institute. YTI has 3 campuses throughout Pennsylvania in Altoona, Lancaster, and York. YTI Career Institute is also a 15-year sponsor of the Imagine America Scholarship and Award programs, having provided admissions-based financial aid to more than 5,000 enrolling Imagine America students. Without taking valuable time from our presenter, let me refer any and all inquiries about the Imagine America Foundation or our scholarship program to our website, which is www.imagine-america.org. Since our beginning in 1999, Imagine America remains the leading sponsor of scholarship aid to enrolling high school students. However, our country faces a serious shortage in certified technicians. We hear from employers in virtually all sections of the country desperately looking for qualified employees, so we need to do more. And our partner in today's presentation is YTI Career Institute, joining us today to discuss in detail the looming technician shortage and how YTI Career Institute is helping meet this need is Jack Burke. Jack is YTI's Director of Marketing and Admissions and has been working with high schools for over 20 years. But before turning the program over to Jack, let me outline today's agenda. Today's session of Imagine America Radio will be 30 minutes maximum with questions and answers at the end of the presentation. All participants can submit questions while the presentation is in session via the Q&A chat feature in this Zoom meeting. At the end of the presentation, or approximately 2:25, I will then present any questions offered by the participants and we'll address as many as possible and provide written responses if needed in email follow-up. We have a hard close at 2:30, so without taking any more time out of today's presentation, let me turn today's session over to Jack Burke. Jack, the floor is yours.
Thanks very much, Lee, as always. Really appreciate it. Lee and I have worked together for many years now, very successfully helping a lot of students. We consider Imagine America one of our best partners. As Lee mentioned, Corporate Director of Admissions and Marketing over the 12 campuses. We have 9 campuses in New England. We have 3 in Massachusetts. We have 6 in Connecticut. And then we'll be talking now about YTI, York Technical Institute, and that's 3 campuses in the great state of Pennsylvania, in Altoona and in York and in Lancaster, as Lee had mentioned. So this is going to be a fast webinar. It's really going to be it's in depth, but it's quick. I know I speak very quickly, but I promise to touch all the important points and looking forward to any questions and answers at the end. The first slide, education and training opportunities for 21 high school graduates. I think the key here is education and training. You know, career education, a huge part of any portion of career education has to be learning by doing, what some call hands-on, whatever you want to call it, and that would be the training aspect. So we like to say, particularly in this environment, COVID environment, it's lecture online, and it's lab and simulation and on campus. So that's kind of like the way we've been able to successfully kind of navigate this whole situation. Back in March, when this whole thing went kind of sideways a little bit on all of us, we were very fortunate being a career school. We have IT professionals, we have an IT program. So it really worked out well. We were able to pivot and had a very successful April start, a July start, an October start. And now our next class is in January. So the class that for year 21 grads would probably be in the range of next July or next October. So we have a start actually every 4 times a year, every 3 months. That's the first slide. Second slide, we're going to talk a little bit about the agenda. Of course, welcome high school counselors and teachers. As Lee had mentioned, I have the utmost respect for your career and your vocation. I know how hard it is. It's a very difficult career. It's very gratifying, very heartbreaking at times, and I totally am in touch with everything. Not everything you do, but I totally understand, and I commend you for your vocation, and you make so much a huge impact on so many lives over so many years. Who is YTI Career Institute? As we mentioned, we've started in 1967. We've been around for quite a while. We've got tens of thousands of graduates, seriously all over the country. But we are situated primarily in Pennsylvania with our campuses, but our grads are everywhere. What programs do we offer? I'm going to cover them all, albeit it'll be a little bit quick, but I will go over all of them. Strongly recommend that you go to our website. It's yti.edu. And any deep dive you want to do on medical or dental or HVAC or career, whatever it is you want to take a look at, you can do a much deeper dive than I'm going to give you right now by going to yti.edu. What is our process? Our admissions process is quite simple. No SATs, nothing like that. What we do have is a Wonderlic assessment. So all the students come in, they have to pass the Wonderlic assessment. They have to be a high school graduate or have their GED. They're in one of our, actually in two of our programs, several of our programs, we do have the TEAS test, the essential test. And that would be for our veterinary technician program, for example. But other than that, it's really a pretty easy process. And it's a consultative type of process. As Lee mentioned, I've been doing this a long time, and we have been extremely successful in this very difficult environment in this sector anyway for the last 7 or 8 years, when you would see thousands of schools go out of business. We've continued to grow, add programs, add locations, because we really are, everybody says it, we are really about the student. And that's it. So when you're about the student, ACCSE, our accreditor, is really happy about that. And parents are happy, and grads are happy, and referrals are up, and everything keeps moving in the right direction. So our process is designed to have the right student come to our school so that they're successful. And that's our approach. So it's good, because some of the vendors that were in our sector for a number of years in times gone past, I'd be the first to say some of them were not the best at what they did. We really pride ourselves in getting the right student. It's the right fit. And if they're not the right fit, we talk to them. We tell them, don't come to our school. You should go someplace else. If you want to be a state police officer or drive a truck or something like that, we don't have those courses. So, you should go someplace where you're happy. And that's the way we operate. So we're very proud of that. I'm very proud of it because I cover the 12 campuses in admissions, and many of our admissions counselors have been around for 10, 15, 20 years. It's unheard of in this industry, but it's because of the longevity shows the integrity. Questions and answers at the end. Looking forward to anything that you have. Congratulations to your graduates. I always get a real kick out of the fact when somebody says, high school's easy. These kids don't know how hard we had it. And I tell them, look, you don't say that, because you know what you're talking about. School and high school right now is extremely difficult, academically as well as socially. It was, of course, we all went to school, of course, but right now it's no picnic. That is for sure. It's very difficult, and any students who graduate, hats off to them, sure. All right, over here, it's okay. It's okay to set your sights on careers in healthcare, business, computers, culinary, criminal justice, and skilled trades. And why we put that there is that for a lot of years it wasn't okay. And I have a lot of education in my family, my extended family, and I have guidance counselors in high schools, and a lot of people in education, and they were the first to admit and say, Jack, schools like yours used to get a bad rep, but now we're finding out that really, some students are graduating from 4-year colleges, and they're saddled with tremendous amount of debt, and if they find a job, it's outside of their major, and they're not making the money that they need to be able to start their life. So we find electricians and HVAC technicians and nurses and vet techs and things like that. They do quite well. So it is okay, to not go to a 4-year college and take a career education training such as YTI. And it's not a consolation prize. I mean, I always tell this story because I've been around for a long time. I remember we had a student come into one of our Connecticut campuses, and seriously, the student had a master's degree in chemistry, and he also had a bachelor's degree in biology and another degree, dual degree, and it was a master's degree in chemistry. His father was a head ER surgeon in one of the major hospitals in Connecticut, and he came and he took our electrical program. And he said the reason why, he said he was skilled to do a lot of other things, but he always wanted to be an electrician. He says, I really love to put on that tool belt, go out, do a day's work, get my truck and drive out and look over my shoulder and say, I just accomplished that today. I wasn't getting that gratification. So the person took a step back. Now, of course, years later, he's licensed. I'm sure he's doing quite well. So, you just find the path. You find the path, and we are just one other path. 4-year colleges, 2-year colleges, the military, on-the-job training, all the above. So we are just one of the other paths. So 5 great things about YTI. We're South Central PA born and raised. That's important because we're basically, embedded into that community. Important for job assistance. When students go to graduate, employers know who we are. They know what type of a student we graduate. It's very helpful in that regard. Technical education since '67. Learn by doing. Again, you can call that hands-on, I guess. Sorry. and teams to support you. That's important because all 12 campuses that we have are under one management team. We have one president and CEO. We have a vice president of education. We have vice president of operations. We have corporate director of admissions and marketing. That's me. We have somebody over educational funding. And that's important because you have standardization. Some of the schools that, I've seen over the years, they operate as their own little kingdoms, and that's not good because then you get variations and it's not good for compliance and all that type of thing. We have a very strong team. It's very detail oriented with under standardizations, policies, and procedures, and that only services the student. ACCSC accredited. Of course, the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Technology used to have a T on the end. They got rid of the T a number of years ago. But ACCSC is a great accrediting body. Many of you are probably familiar with it. They're very strict, and we like it. I've always liked it in all my years. I've had many positions in the organization over the years, and I used to be a little nervous when they come every 5 years and pull up and bring all of their. They used to carry all their bags, in a suitcase with the wheels, and they come in, they camp out. I'd be nervous, but I'm very happy that many times our campuses came out really well. Sometimes you'd find a few things here and there, but sometimes we even had blue ribbons, which is really, really great. Because really, as you guys know, you're looking at schools that have integrity, that have good placement rates, that have good grad rates, that have low default rates. That's exactly what accreditation looks at. All right, our mission, vision, and values. Our mission is to support committed students. Our vision is to grow through integrity. And our values over here that I'm circling with my cursor here, professionalism, teamwork, integrity, excellence, trust, all of these. I don't have the time to go into the deeper dive that I would if I had an hour or 2 hours to do some of these webinars, but I will tell you, the first one to me really, really hits home because to me, the highest compliment, whether you're a guidance counselor or a school administrator or whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're doing in life, the highest compliment you can be paid is for somebody to call you a pro. Oh, that's Susan. Man, Susan, she is a pro. What does that mean? It means everything. It means integrity, product knowledge, customer service, commitment, focus, everything, and professionalism. And so when a student comes to YTI or PCI, our neighbor, up in New England, we stress to them some of the soft skills as well. It matters of your attitude. It matters if you, gossip and how you dress and how you comport yourself and be humble, be really humble in the job market. So professionalism, these are all our values that we also, work with our students on. Here are our 3 campuses, Altoona, York, and Lancaster. Where do our graduates work? This is a small set, very small indication. And you can see we pulled a dental out of here. We have something for plumbing. Here's your HVAC. Down here, Hershey's would be more around the culinary, maybe some security for the criminal justice, that type of thing. Strongly recommend you go to yti.edu, go to the Career Services tab, and you'll see videos, you'll see employers, you'll see graduates, testimonials, and things like that around our graduates. Career Services, okay, this is where I overemphasize, some people call this job assistance. I overemphasize we do not guarantee a job. It's illegal in our industry to guarantee a job. In my 30 years, I've never guaranteed a job, never will do it. Nobody that works with me ever guarantees a job. Doesn't happen because it's not right. We tell students, you come to YTI, we will work with you, we'll do the best we can, but there's no guarantees in anything. And that's good. That's what it should be. Our curriculum is employer focused, meaning that employers tell us what they want us to teach. And we have program advisory committees. You're in education, so you know about these acronyms, PACS, PAC. Program advisory committee meetings meet a couple of times a year. You have a few employers, you have some of the curriculum chairs that are in our organization, past grad of ours, have somebody, a student who comes through, and then they sit down and then we go over where do we have to change our curriculum? What equipment should we change? What are employers looking for right now? Is it a new AutoCAD version? Oh, gee, that's right. The new codes came out now for electrical and things like that. And of course, we take into consideration some of the things that they say. And quite honestly, some of the things that they say, don't make too much sense in a broader sense. And so, we work with them. It's really, really gratifying to be able to be relevant with our curriculum. Full-time career service advisors, important. We don't outsource our graduates and, say, oh, geez, you're getting ready to graduate. Here's a number, call the staffing agency and they'll help you. We have never done that. Our career service individuals work for our organizations. They have a vested interest in the success of our graduates and they get to know them. And we don't wait to the end. We do it right through their whole education. which is really good. And then it's ongoing career assistance. So if it's lifetime, so if a student outgrows their job or something else like that, they can always come back. We'll help them with their resume. And we have a lot of connections. Again, we don't guarantee a job, but our database is pretty healthy. Here's some of our training fields: business, computers, criminal justice, culinary, medical, and skilled trades. You can see we have a lot here. There's a lot, and I've got a lot to cover, so we'll kick it off. Business administration and business operations management. This is a lot more than just a business course. It talks about social media, it talks about efficiency, P&L and stuff like that, inventory controls, supply chain management, working with teams, leadership qualities, and are you a decision maker and such. And this is a 21-month program. And that's because this is actually one of our programs. This is an associate of specialized business. So we have associate programs and we have diploma programs. This is an associate of specialized business, 21 months long, steady career growth. Here's your tuition. And then we have some median salaries, yearly salaries here with some of the footnotes over here. So this is what you're going to see for every major. There'll be 2 slides. So that's business. HVAC. R stands for refrigeration, walk-in refrigeration units, ice machines, that type of thing. How to adjust gas and oil furnaces, hot water systems, measure airflow, heat pumps, refrigeration, and heating systems. And this is 12 months long, 13% career growth over the next 10 years. Here's the tuition cost. Computer-aided drafting and design. This one here is really exciting with the 3D printers. That's the latest thing. It's not so great. I mean, it's like everybody knows about them now, but when they first came out, they were just such the thing. And they've even improved so much from now. A lot cheaper now than they were when they first came out. How to use AutoCAD. AutoCAD's a software that we've always used for many, many years. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's an international software. It's a stronger software. Highly recommend that. That's the one that we use. How to use SolidWorks to create 3D models, 3D printing in conjunction with SolidWorks, how to draw residential layouts in commercial buildings. It's a great major. This is 21 months again, so it's an associates of specialized technology. And steady growth. Here's your tuition. A lot of artists will take this, and I don't mean just people that can draw. I mean, I don't have time to tell you, but I could tell you some stories that are very interesting. I'll give you one real quick one. Connecticut. If you know Connecticut, you look at the state of Connecticut, it's a perfect rectangle. Upper left-hand corner is Washington. That's where all the rich people from New York live and all the artists. And a lot of people, the Hall & Oates had their houses up there, and it's a lot of fun. You go up there and people have great houses. Anyway, we had a guy come and take one of our CAD programs about 20 years ago, and his wife owned a landscaping company, and he came to us, a little bit longer here, and you could tell he was some type of an artist. It turned out he was a drummer, and he didn't have great benefits. He had a couple of bucks, but he didn't have great benefits. So he was an artistic person. He came to learn LandCAD so that he could work with his wife. And a very humble guy. And one day he says, I wasn't here Monday night. The students say, why? He goes, I was in Detroit. And then one of them Googled him. At that time, that was all new, the computers. And he had recorded with Bob Dylan and the Allman Brothers, and he's a jazz musician and all that. So he came back because he was an artist, but he didn't go into computers. He didn't go to HVAC. He went right to what he loves to do, use his creative, input and imagination. So we have students that come in. They don't have to know the Pythagorean theorem or know algebra or anything else like that or trig. We're going to teach them that. So it's applied. So when they come in, they'll all be doing, so also they'll be doing Pythagorean theorem. They'll say, oh my God, I don't remember being able to do this easily, before, but now I can because it's applied math. So I'm sure being educators, you're wondering about that math component. And it's the same thing with computer system specialists. Trig and all that, it's applied. So our students find that it's a little bit easier to learn that way. So this is our IT program. So you have a knack for computers and you like your computers. Great field, 21 months, 6 to 11%. That's probably, you got to jack that up a little bit. I'd say it's probably closer to 10 to 18% at least. Criminal justice, self-explanatory. It's, security. Some of the students go on to careers in police officers. Some go into security with Homeland Security, TSA, things like that. It's something that it's like a mission. They really want to do this, and it's a good major. This gentleman here that I'm circling here, this is Travis. He is a retired Reading, Pennsylvania police officer, and he was an MP in the military. A really great instructor. You can see all the students are smiling. That's because I know we're taking the picture, of course, but they do love their major, and it's really really outstanding major for the right person. 21 months long, 5% career growth. Culinary, this is a big one. For now, the thing I want to stress here, it's not just culinary arts. There are schools out there that have culinary arts. We have culinary arts restaurant management. That's both, and that's really important because we're going to teach these two students. These are the students here. This is the instructor over here. We're going to teach the students how to cook, but also how to make money. So it's one thing to be able to, cook in a restaurant. It's another thing to be able to hit the margins and make money. A lot of restaurants don't. So we teach them the business of restaurant management as well as cooking. And a little quick fun fact here. This instructor over here was actually I get them confused. It's either episode 13 or 16 of this television show Chopped, and she was the winner of that show. She's quite a dynamic person. Students really love working with her. She's really good at what she does. Do you have a passion for food and cooking? Can you multitask? 21 months long, 11% career growth, dental assisting, self-explanatory in terms of, you see them every time you go to the dentist. This is not a dental hygienist. That's a person that cleans the teeth. This is a dental assistant. This is somebody that assists the dentist with dental procedures, how to manage the front front of a dental office. That's very important. That could be accounting, that could be customer service, that could be scheduling, that could be all that part of it as well. So you have to have that good personality. I know I'm moving here quickly, and I know you're staying with me. Are you friendly and compassionate? 9 months long. This is a very short program. It's really pretty good tuition right there, and then 11% career growth. You can see these are all of our students here and doing their thing. This is expanded function dental assisting, acronym for EFTA. EFTA is the acronym. For dental assistants that have worked as a chairside assistant for a minimum of 2 years or they have CD certification. So they come back and then in a short 6 months, 2 days a week, $3,200, they put this on top. It's like an extended, situation, extended function dental assistant. It's another level. Electrical technology, this is an electrician. So we know what they're all about, right? Especially when you go to hire one. You like to work with your hands or your problem solver. Again, 9 months, 10% career growth. And then they're on their way. Here's one of our instructors here. You can see the students. There's a lot of interaction. This is low voltage. So this is electrical, but on low voltage. Cable TV, smoke alarms, security systems, things like that. Same thing, 21 months long, steady medical assistant. Very popular program. This is really big. It's a front office and the back office. So it's the administrative skills as well as the clinical skills. You put them both together, you get a medical assistant. They do phlebotomy and sterilization of equipment, EKGs, things like that. It's very serious. They don't look like they're smiling, but it's a very serious program. Let's see. Do you like caring for others? Are you personable and compassionate? 21 months long, 23% career growth. And yeah, it's a good one. And a lot of students love that. And they love people and want to help people. Online medical billing and coding. This is 100% online right now. It's one of our first online programs right across the board. And it's really, really exciting. We have students from New York and all over the place now coming to our online medical billing and coding program. Let's see, you can see 9 months again, 10, 11% growth. Pastry arts, self-explanatory. This one here, I don't go to PA anymore. I'm calling you from Hartford, Connecticut, by the way. I mean, I used to come down to PA at least twice a month, and I would always make sure 5-hour ride back. I always had some goodies here. I mean, they croissants, they got muffins, tarts. It's unbelievable. This is actually a real student, and this is the type of stuff they do in chocolate. Very specialized career. It's not just cruise ships. It can be high-end restaurants, caterers, all types of things like that. Do you have passion for food and baking? And are you creative? Because it is. They really do use a lot of creativity in this major. And these are pictures from our actual labs. Let's see, another one, veterinary technician. This is a big one out of our York campus. This animal here, I know I don't have much time, but look at this animal. Unbelievably gorgeous dog. That is I found out it's a Harlequin Great Dane puppy. And we work with the ASCPA, and they send a lot of their animals over. We spade, we neuter, we give them physicals, we give them injections, we get them all prepped and everything, and then we send them back over and they get adopted. This was Fred. I don't know what the new owner's named Fred, but just went back and was right out the door in 2 seconds. Gorgeous animal, and it's really quite an amazing program. So amazing. You love taking care of animals. It's 21 months long, 19% career growth. Okay, and I know I'm just wrapping this up. Steps to success. Again, this is some of the soft skills that we teach our students. You know, it's one thing to get a job, it's another thing to keep a job, and it's even more to grow into that job and get promoted. So we talk to them, you know, you're going to be successful if you personally assess yourself. You know yourself, you take yourself to task, you know thyself and be honest with yourself. Appearance, we tell them appearance is a lot more than what you see. It's how you talk, it's how you act, it's how you treat people. Time management, mastering your trade, get great at it. You know, commitment, dependability, and attendance. Safety. Oh my goodness! In a school like ours, safety is everything. Respect, responsibility, communication, teamwork. So this is what employers are looking for. This is what we also train them when they come to school, and some students really appreciate that. Education funding. This is key. This is the money part. We do have an educational funding department that is available for all of our students. So when they come to school, they do their FSA-ID, which is the key to the FAFSA, of course. Then they file their FAFSA, and then they file their FAFSA right here, and then they meet with our educational funding department, and we take a look at everything that we can get for them that they qualify for, and we work something out with them. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, then that's fine too. But generally it works out okay if they can make it work. Sometimes they have family members that help them. Sometimes they get grants more than they expected. Grants you don't pay back, as we all know. Loans you do pay back. So educational funding, and they work for us, so it's really great. This is a real key component, and I'm not just saying that because Lee is on the call right now, and that Lee was kind enough to let me be a guest speaker today. But I mean, I don't have the time right now to tell you the thousands of students that I have seen, you know, cry because they got that extra little bit of money, and that put them up and over the top. It's just amazing. Imagine America has done so much for so many thousands of students, and we love working with them. They're a great organization, make a real big difference. And apply now. This is the apply thing. So it's 4 times a year. So we have 4 classes, 4 class times starts a year. And the apply now is simple. It's an apply now link. They hit the link, they do that, the link, the application comes back to us, and then we're able to get in contact with them and do a deep dive on what the program's all about. If they like it, then we'll talk to them about, we'll get them into educational funding. If they like that, then we'll pursue it further down the road. So that's it. And I'm going to turn it back over to you, Lee, for the questions. We just have just a couple of minutes.
All right, awesome. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and we are going to now open this up for the question and answer portion of our presentation. So if you have a question for Jack, either about YTI or anything that he had said here today, please feel free to hit that Q&A button and submit a question. And it does actually look like we have a question that's come in. This person wants to know if we wanted to talk to a local representative for YTI, should they go to the website or should they just contact yourself directly?
Oh, yeah, thanks, Lee. Yeah, please go to the website. If you go to the website, you can just go to yti.edu, and then it'll ask you for requests for more information. Plug your information, your contact information, everything in there, and somebody will get in touch with you right away. And they'll send a Zoom link to you. They'll do whatever they have to do to make sure that you get the customer service that you need.
Okay, great. And now another question's come in. This person wants to know about GPA requirements. Do you have GPA requirements in order to get into YTI?
No, we don't. It's basically the Wonderlic assessment, and then we have an interview with the student. We talk to them about what their hopes are. If it's a veterinarian technician, then there is the T's. No GPA, but you have to be a high school graduate or a GED. And again, I don't have the. We have so many students that wonder if they can make it, and then they come into a school like us and they do quite well. So no. Anything else?
Yep, we have another question. This person wants to know if housing is available at any of the YTI campuses.
Unfortunately, it isn't. We do get students that come in from Maryland and outside, especially for culinary. They will, rather than going into a city school in PA, down along the coast or something, they may come into us. We don't, but we can always, try to help a little bit, but we don't guarantee anything. We don't have any housing.
Okay. All right, great. And okay, now the other question is, do you have any virtual events coming up or any kind of open houses, or is there a place on the website where if students were interested in possibly attending maybe even something virtually,
Sure.
They can either contact you or go to the website and figure out more information about that?
Sure, definitely. So they could just go to yti.edu, and then we have a webinar right at the top of the homepage. There's a little button there, webinars. You hit on that, and we generally have in-depth webinars at least twice a month. and they just go right in there and we just do a little bit deeper dive. It usually goes about an hour, and in that way. And
Oh,
then if you want
okay.
an individual, we can also do individual one-on-ones for sure. Do the same
Right,
thing.
yeah, like if they wanted to have something set up
Yeah.
so that, a classroom of students can have an opportunity to sit down and hear from yourself or another representative or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, thanks, Lee. Yeah, if you send me an email directly, then I will make sure that I get a Zoom link and we'll collectively work together with you. And we have a really great high school staff. We have an individual that works directly with us, and he sets them all up. He'll set those up with the high school, so we'll get a presenter and everything, and we're very successful at doing that.
Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we are going to be, I'll be sending out the recording of this presentation to you tomorrow morning. And I will make sure to include Jack's email in that correspondence so you can reach out to him after this. Okay, so just a few house cleaning items here. We are, like I just said, recording this and we'll be sending this out to you. We also will be placing this on our website. There is a quick survey at the end of this when you X out of this meeting, if you wouldn't mind answering. I think it's only about 4 questions. It just kind of helps us better understand how you felt about this presentation and maybe some additional information maybe we should be covering next time, that kind of thing. And before closing, I just want to thank our participants for taking time out of their busy schedules to join us today. I also want to thank Jack Burke for sharing with us today's presentation and encourage each and every one of you to contact him directly. And then, oh, actually, you know what, Jack? One last question came in. Do you have classes online during COVID?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Yeah. We're going full speed ahead. So learning online, and then the labs are either simulations or at campus. And and it's going really well. I mean, it's going well. So absolutely.
So it's sort of like a hybrid model then?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly right.
Okay.
We can blended learning, and it's working out well.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I just want to thank you, Jack, and everybody here on this call today. And on behalf of Imagine America, Jack and myself, thank you and goodbye.
Bye.